Have you ever discovered something about someone that completely changed how you saw them? When I was 16, I found out my high school English teacher was an ex-convict, and it wasn't for something minor. Mr. Collins was everyone's favorite teacher, passionate about literature, stayed late helping students with college essays, and had this calm presence that made even the most anxious kids feel safe. He'd been teaching at our school for 3 years. When I started working on the school newspaper for our Kisa Spotlight section, I was assigned to interview him. Standard questions: why teaching, favorite books, advice for students. But when I asked about his journey to becoming a teacher, something shifted in his expression. That's a longer story than most, he said quietly. Are you sure you want the real version? He told me he didn't start college until he was 31. Before that, he'd spent 7 years in prison for armed robbery. At 22, addicted to heroin and desperate, he'd held up a convenience store with his cousin's gun. The clerk was a college student just a few years older than you, he said. I still remember the terror in his eyes. That image stayed with me through every day of my sentence. I sat frozen, recorder still running, trying to reconcile this information with the gentleman who'd spent 30 minutes last week helping me understand Sylvia Plath's metaphors. In prison, he explained, he discovered the library. Books became his escape, then his education, then his purpose. A volunteer English teacher saw something in him and encouraged him to consider teaching after release. The hardest part wasn't prison, he said. It was convincing a school to hire me afterward. 47 rejections before your principal took a chance. I asked if I could publish his story. He hesitated, then nodded. The students deserve to know who's teaching them. All of me, not just the parts that fit neatly into a faculty bio. When the article came out, I worried about the backlash. Instead, something extraordinary happened. So started opening up to him about their own struggles with addiction in their families, with mistakes they'd made, with second chances they hoped for. 3 parents complained. The school board called a meeting, but when they arrived, the room was packed with students, parents, and other teachers, all there to defend him. Mr. Collins taught me that people aren't defined by their worst moments, but by what they choose to become afterward. And sometimes the people with the most to teach us about redemption are those who've had to fight hardest for their own.